Well, we got another Macan day. Okay, some of you had a question about mechanical fuel pumps, high pressure fuel pumps. These are designed to be driven off a cam to produce high pressure for the high pressure fuel system. There's also internal tank pumps as well, but here's how they fail. Here's the same design mechanical fuel pump that I have that has failed. And the way this pump works is you have this plunger that the cam pushes, and this follower allows this pump to build pressure, very high pressure, over 1,000 psi. And what happens as these pumps wear, the internal seal right below this washer will start to deteriorate and leak. As you can see, some residue right there, that shininess, that is actually fuel. What happens over time, these parts will wear, and this is a wear item. And on Audis, BMWs, Macans, a lot of the manufacturers will actually use the same exact pump style, pump design. They even look identical except this flange. This is actually from a BMW N20, but it's the same pump. It's identical, the way it works and everything. And over time, it will allow you to intermix fuel with oil. And normally when we change engine oil, we'll measure off how much oil has come out, and we determine if there's consumption problem. If we see half a liter or a liter of oil every 5,000, or whenever you do your oil change at 10, we recommend of course at 5. But if we see a increased oil consumption, we start looking into the mechanical pump. Normally we can remove this, push this plunger in at pressure and activate the fuel system, and then we'll start to get droplets of fuel. And a lot of times you'll actually see and smell the contaminated oil. But of course, some of these items may not be detected. A lot of times it requires us sending off oil analysis to determine that. So if your pump, if it's concerning that your pump may be going to be failing and you have low miles, I wouldn't worry about it. But anything high miles, we'll start to see this more frequently. It's just been a very small numbers on the higher mile Macans, but eventually they will start to leak as time progresses, as they age. That's just normal. They're a wearable part, so they will wear, and there's nothing really you can do. It's just something that's going to wear out over time. So before you think that this is not a problem, it may not be at this point, but it will eventually be an issue. So just something to understand, and you can pull up the workings of this pump just doing a Google search if you want to know how it works. It's driven off of a cam, and I don't want to get into a lot of details. It's a whole science behind this. It's really nothing complicated. It just compresses and allows fuel to be created, fuel pressure to be created. It's pretty simple design, but a deadly one when it fails. We've replaced several engines, not specifically in the Macan, but in the Audis, due to fuel dilution and causing the timing chains and everything inside to wear prematurely, guides, rails, and such, and just destroys the engine when it's not corrected or caught. So a shop that works on these cars and specializes should be able to determine, and more than likely probably has seen dozens of these fail. That's one of the biggest failures for the BMW engine, the N20, these pumps diluting the oil, destroying the timing chains. There's other problems too, but this is one of the #1 cause of failure, is this pump right here. And typically we've seen failures anywhere from 60, 70, 80,000. It's kind of normal where we see them to fail. Hope this video helps somebody that had a question and doesn't really understand the mechanics of this pump and how it works, but you could do a quick Google search and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's posts on this as well, so not specifically to the Macan, but to this pump. Anyways, hope this video helps, and we'll see you next time.